Dear students, welcome to my channel Let's Learn, and today I will cover the chapter number 4, that is beneficial for class 8th. The name of the chapter is Further with MS Access. The previous chapter was Introduction to MS Access. In that particular chapter, you had learned about the basic features of the data and the database and about the MS Access. In this chapter, you will learn some more features about the MS Access, that how can you create a table, how can you delete some particular row, how can you sort the data, and some more features you are going to learn in this particular chapter. Now starting with that, how can you assign a field name? So as you can see in the video, that the field name can the combination of the letters, number, space and special character. And when you are writing the name of the field or the name of the table, there should not be use of the dot, exclamation mark and the bracket. Except these three special character, you can use any of the special character while you are writing the field name of any particular column. The name of the field cannot be more than 64 character long, means when you are writing the field name, there should be a restriction of the length of the character, and the length of the character should be 64 characters only. You can write the name in the shorter way, but at the max you can write the 64 characters. And there should not be any leading space, means you cannot write the field name that is starting with the space. So these are the few points you should keep in your mind while you are writing the name of the field or the name of the columns. Now the next topic that what I am going to discuss, that is data type. So data type is a type of data that what you are going to store in a particular column or field. For example, when you are writing the index in your copy, under the heading serial number you are writing 1 2 3 4. Under the heading chapter name you are writing the name of the chapter. Similarly, under the heading page number you are writing down the page. So in the every column you are writing the different type of data or the text. So the type of the data what you are writing, if you are writing the number, then this is a number data type or the integer data type. If you are writing the text, then this is a character type data type or the text type of data type. So data type define that what type of data you are going to store in that particular column or field. So starting with the auto number. So auto number, as its name implies, that the auto number can be incremented or incremented by 1 as you are entering a new record in a new row. The text is a type of uh, field in which you are writing the name or the combination of the character in that particular field or the column. For example, you can take the text in which you are writing the name of anything, the address, um, or any other detail whatever you are writing by using the alphabets. Number, as I had told you earlier, that the field in which you are writing the only the number, like serial number, page number, you can say phone number, and SR number, roll number. These type of things can be written, and the data type will be the number. Currency, currency means the money. So when you are storing the money in any particular column, you can select the currency type of data type from the table. Date and time, when you are storing anything in the term of date and time, like date of birth, date of joining, date of resigning, date of submission and anything else, then you will have to select the data type, that is date and time. The important part or that important data type that can be asked in an examination, that is what is a memo data type. So the memo data type is a larger version of the text field. When you have to write any large data, then you need a memo data type, and the maximum limit of the memo is 65535 characters long. Similarly, when anything can be written in the form of yes or no, means any boolean type of variable, and when you are storing any link, any attachment. So these type of data types can be used in your table. Now creating table in a design view. So these are the steps through which you can create a table in the design view, and we have studied in the last chapter also. In order to create the table in the design view, there is a create table, create tab in your MS Access window. As you can see in the diagram figure 4.1, there is a create tab, and in the create tab there is a table design option. So just click on the table design option, and when you click on the table design option, you will have this window, that is figure 4.2. In this window you can see there are three columns: field name, data type, and the description is given. And in this field name column you will have to write the name of the column, and in the data type you will have to select the data type what you are going to store in that particular column or the field. Like you are writing the field name roll number, so accordingly you will have to select the data type number. For example, you are writing the name, then you will have to select the data type text. After entering the data type, you will have to save the record, and before saving the record you will have to create the primary key. So what is the primary key? As we have discussed earlier, that the primary key is a type of the field which is used to uniquely identify any row or the column. For example, it happens that there is a student having the same name, like Rohan Srivastav and Rohan Srivastav. For a convenient, we can usually say Rohan 1 and Rohan 2. But when we are saving the data in the database, we cannot change their name. So we will have to distinguish these two Rohan with the help of their roll number or with the help of their SR number. Means the name can be same, the address can also be same, but the SR number or the roll number cannot be same for the two students. So you can select the primary key. The way of selecting the primary key, you can see that in the ribbon there is a key sign, and when you will select a particular field and then click on that particular symbol, the symbol on the field will be attached as the primary key, and in the front of that particular column you can see there is a key symbol. So this is how you can create the table in the design view, and after that you will have to save the button. The table you will have to click on the save as option, or from the keyboard you can press Ctrl plus S, or you can also press Ctrl plus W in order to save the table. Now these are the field properties. Means when you are assigning a particular field or you are writing a particular field, the field size can also be, or the field properties can also be decided, like the size of the field, in which format you want to take the data from the number, at which the decimal place can be done, what will be the caption of the field. If you want to store any default value, then you can write it also. What is the validation rule? Validation rules matlab in which you can say that you cannot enter the data that is less than 10, that is greater than 20. So these are the validation rule that you can also provide in your table while you are creating the table. Now here is the definition of the primary key, as I had discussed it earlier, that the primary key is a table that always takes a unique number, that the value in the primary key cannot be repeated, or you can say that the value of the primary key is the unique value, and the primary key is used to easily identify the record between the two similar type of record. For example, I had given you the example of the two students that having the same name, and when we are talking to those about those students, we can identify with the help of their roll number. So the primary key will act as the roll number. And there are few rules about the primary key, that a table can have a single primary key. A primary key can be composite also, means similarly or properly we can assign two fields or the two attributes combinedly as the primary key, so that you can combine two fields as a primary key. And the second rule is the primary key cannot be left empty, means you will have to enter any particular data for that particular key. And the data for the primary key is not repeated. The data should be unique while you are creating a primary key. Now the setting the primary key, as I had told you earlier, that there is a symbol, and with the help of that particular symbol you can assign a primary key. And the next topic is that how can you remove a primary key. So the primary key is a toggle button. What is a toggle button? Like sometimes you had seen a switch, in the UPS, in the computer, in the monitor, you will have to press it in order to on the monitor, and similarly you will have to press it in order to off the monitor. So in that particular switch in which you can do on and off by just simple pressing it, then this type of button is known as the toggle button. Similarly, the primary key is a toggle button, is located as a toggle button. When once you clicked, a particular field is assigned a primary key, and again if you select the field and click on that particular button, you can remove the primary key. So the primary key is a toggle key or the toggle button, so you can do it with the help of the clicking on it again. And one more option through which you can assign or remove a primary key, just select the field which you want to assign the primary key and right click, and from the context menu at the first position you will have the option primary key. Just click on it, and after clicking on it you can see there is a key symbol in the front of that particular field, and that particular field will be assigned as the primary key. And similarly you can also remove the primary key. So what you will have to do, just click right click, select the field and then right click, and from the context menu again you will have to click on the primary key option, because this is a toggle key, and from here you can remove the primary key option. So these are the options that how you can add or remove a primary key. Now the next topic is adding a new field. For example, you had created a table, and now after you need to add any new column in the field, any new attribute in the table, then what you will have to do, just open the table in the design view, and from here onwards you can easily add a new field to the table. Similarly, if you want to delete any particular field, then again you will have to open the field in the table in the design view, and from the design view you can select the field, right click and just click on the right bar and delete button, and the field will be deleted. So you can do it from the design view. And similarly you can insert a field or delete a field in the data sheet view also. How you can do it? Like, just open the table in the data sheet view, and in the column header where you want to insert a column, just take your mouse pointer there and click on the insert button, and you will see that a new column is added in the table. As you can see in the figure 4.17, here is the insert button and the selected field is added in the table. So a new field can be added or a previous field can be deleted in both the views, in the data sheet views and in the design view. So you can do it in any view wherever you find it comfortable to do it. Now the next topic is how can you insert a new row. This is simply just you can insert a new row by pressing on the enter button. When you will click on the enter button, there is a new row can be seen in the bottom of the table, and you can enter your data easily. and if you are continuously entering the data, you can press on the tab button in order to create a new row for the table. And in order to delete a row from the table, what you will have to do, you will have to right click on that particular row which you want to delete, and after right clicking you will have a pop-up menu, and from that pop-up menu you can easily select the delete option, and that particular row will be deleted from the table. Now coming to the important point, that is the sorting of the database, and this is the last topic of the chapter. So what is the sorting of the database? Sorting means the arranging of the data in the ascending or the descending order is known as the sorting of the database. For example, if you had given a data just to find out the name of the topper from the list, so what you have to do, you will have to sort the data in the ascending or the descending order. If you have sorted the data in the ascending order, the student who has the highest number will be on the top of the table, and if you have sorted the data in the ascending order, then the student having the highest number in the last of the column. So after sorting the data, it is easy to find the highest and the lowest number, and similarly the second last, third last, and so on. So how a sorting can be done? It can be easily done in MS Access and MS Excel. So you can done in the data sheet view. For example, as it is given in the chapter, there is a price column and you want to sort it, means you want to arrange it in proper ascending order or in a descending order. So what you will have to do, you will have to just select the field, and after selecting the field you can see here is a arrow, that is A to Z downwards and Z to A. It means it is in the upper one is in the ascending mode and the lower one is in the for the descending. So just click on the button in which you want to sort your data, and your data will be sorted. So this is the way through which you can sort your data. So this is all about today's chapter. That was the chapter number 4, further on MS Access. Thank you, students.